Okay, Bezat Hashem, we're back at the Limud. Today is the 14th of the month of Av, of Elul, and we are back at continuing from yesterday, learning in Mishnah Berurah. Today is the third day of the week of Shabbat Kitavo. So we said yesterday, right, when you are hiring, when you are a mintery, what is it called? Mintery? What is it called? Where they mint money. Where they mint money. Minery. I think it's called minery, right?
Printing,
so you
printing the money.
You print money, or in all those days they didn't print. They had stamps. They take silver and they stamp it, gold, whatever it is, silver, copper, just regular metal, whatever the king. What? It's called minery, no, Habibi. Yeah? So yeah, they mine
in my house.
Huh? Yeah, why not? Simon,
You're mining coins?
Yeah, it should be. Why not? Today, if Hashem wants you to make money, right? My rabbi always used to say, if Hashem wants you to make money today, the whole world wants to know, how should I make money? And Mishnah Berurah tells you clearly, can you borrow money to buy a car? No. Can you borrow money to buy a house? No. Can you borrow money to do anything in this world? Mishnah Berurah says nothing. You're not allowed to, according to Torah, to borrow money in order to live. Some people, I was watching, I upload, Zohar. Habibi, Mashama. I upload videos on YouTube, so I got a video on YouTube. Oh, I got a loan, $4,000 loan. What am I gonna do with it? Take a vacation. Shigna. People taking a vacation on loans. Shem Rachem. Not allowed to do this. Which the rule says clearly in Halachot Shabbat. It says it in the first siman. Why does he say that in the first Halachot Shabbat? It tells you that you're allowed to borrow money only for Shabbat. Only for the purpose of Shabbat. So we already advised, if you want to buy, right? If you want to buy a car for what?
Points.
What do you want to buy a car for? What do you want to buy a car for? Zohar, if you want to buy money, borrow money to buy a car, what is just for Shabbat? It's a shul for Shabbat. You can't drive on Shabbat. You know what? You're going to go to a supermarket with a car, and you're going to buy food, and you're going to bring it to your house for Shabbat. So now, mutar. Why are you buying a house? Why are you buying a house on mortgage?
If you go to work to make money for Shabbat,
okay,
To raise your family.
Again, for Shabbat. That's the condition. Mishnah Berurah said to us, everything has to be involved around Shabbat. If you properly and you full intention for that, then you will not get hurt. Otherwise, there is no guarantee that you will pay your loans. If you borrow, there's no guarantee, and that's why people today are dying. Many people dying with heart attacks. They have white hair all the time on their faces, right? That the people they do things that are against halakha, and then they're complaining why they are suffering. Okay. So that's a good thing to learn halakha. So continue Mishnah Berurah here. What happened was we were discussing yesterday when you're doing a job where you actually have no choice to do it on Shabbat. Like somebody runs a ferry on Shabbat. So there's a ferry between Manhattan and Brooklyn. Ferry Manhattan and Staten Island. Brooklyn to Staten Island, right? All those companies, they don't have a choice not to work on Shabbat. It's a public service. You must provide it, right? So if it's not government owned, it's a Jew owned, let's say. A Jew runs it all. So how is he allowed to do it on Shabbat? So we said also that's what we're discussing here now. So it says, "Umaskir lo eno Yehudi." So we already said this, the first Lamed Aleph. We said over here that the Shulchan Aruch meant that a Jew buys a certain business that has to be run on Shabbat, and he's allowed to hire a goy to run the job, the business on Shabbat, and that was a condition. Okay, im hu b'kibolet. So he said over there, condition was it has to be with a contract. Let's see. De'az shara medina kamo beorot leabdan beresh siman. So already a siman resh on the bed. So it will be totally allowed. I'm right here reading Lamed Bet. You know how to go worst?
Yep.
Okay. So Lamed Bet. If you are hiring a goy with a contract, meaning the as share medina, then you are allowed to in that aspect from according to halacha. Medina means according to halacha. Kemo beorot leabdan, as we will learn later on in Siman. But the Resh Siman Resh Nun Bet 252 that you are hiring a goy to smooth leather, right? To smooth leather in order to write on it. The mutar leten lo kodam shikiyat hachama imhu bekibolet. So you gave him, let's say 5 sheets of skins of a cow, and now he has to either paint it for you or whatever the whole process that he has to do. As long as you gave it to him before sunset on Friday, and you're not telling him to do it to do what's his name, the job on Shabbat. Obviously, you told him you have a week to do it. That's called contract. Contract, at least you give him a zman, you give him enough time to do it on the other days than on Shabbat.
If you tell them not to work on Shabbat, but they end up working on Shabbat.
Good. So that's good. That's right. That's what exactly what you're speaking about. Where the contract says does not stipulate work on Shabbat, not work on Shabbat. Even if you told them specifically don't work on Shabbat, and depends where also. We'll see. We already discussed the previous simanim. If it's public that everybody knows, that will be a little problem, right? It depends on what kind of word where it's said. What was it exactly? But also, where is he doing it? And he cannot. Let's say you told a guy, "I'm hiring you to make me bricks," and now he's making bricks. You didn't tell him to do it on Shabbat. You even told him not to do it on Shabbat. But he comes on Shabbat and does the bricks right in front of your house. What is he doing it for? For you. So over there, the question is: you are obligated to go and tell him not to do it, to stop? All those things we already discussed a little bit. And yes, the halakha will be you're obligated to tell him to stop. But over here, because he's doing it in front of your property. So, but here, what happened was, Mishnah Berurah tells specifically what happened here in that Siman 252. You brought him the skins into his property, and you have a contract with him. You have 5 skins or 6 skins, whatever. You have 1 month to work on it. You told him you have 1 month to work on it, right? So now, what happens?
If he's doing it in your property in front of everyone versus if he was doing it somewhere private.
In his own property. Yes, big problem. There's a big difference.
Okay.
Big difference in reference to that. So you brought it to him before Shabbat, before Shkiat HaChamat. Mishum de'adata de'nav shikavi. Now, a goy went and he worked on Shabbat. All of a sudden, right, you gave him a job for a week. Motzei Shabbat, he's coming with what? He's coming with a truckload with all your material. When did you do that? I didn't sleep the whole night. Well, I don't sleep. I have a guy, I told you, no? My architect. We're building a yeshiva over here. The guy calls me up. Here, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't sleep the whole night. Rabbi, I have your plan already. He gave me a whole sketch. I have already rendering. I have everything. The guy does not sleep. Guy does not sleep. I gave him $5,000. I go, sign a contract. I said, okay. He says, no problem, I'll give you time to go raise money. He gave me already a plan, exactly detail how the shul is going to look like, how many chairs, how many tables, rendering outside. I don't know, there's some people crazy like that. All of a sudden, this guy comes to you Motzei Shabbat with all your sheets of skin. Right? So who did he work for? For himself. He wants to complete the job. You told him $10,000. You know what he gave? You know why he's here? He ain't here because he cares about your Shabbos. Or not. Or lack of it. He's here for that $10,000. That's right.
Because convenient.
What?
Because convenient.
Yes. ואף גב דאסור שם לקבוע לו מלאכתו בשבת. Even though, let's say, it would be prohibited if you told them Friday, bring it to me Motzei Shabbat. That would be asur. ועוד דהווה מירתא דפרהסיה שהעסק היה ידוע לכל שהוא של ישראל. And also, we already said that if everybody knows.
If you told them right before Shabbat, or if you told them in the morning?
What do you mean? Doesn't matter.
You told them 8 o'clock in the morning to bring in Motzei Shabbat.
If he has time, you're right. We're not talking about. We're talking about. You know what it is to color 5 sheets of it takes hours. It's not. It's like 12 hours. You have to wait, soaking it in the whole soaking it in bleach and the whole.
What are you talking about?
Skins of a cow. Make it to prepare it for writing. It takes time. So it's a big process. Okay, Shul Shel Israel. Now, of course, we already said if everybody knows that it also belongs to the Jew. כמו שהיה עושה, היינו יהודי, עתה בבית ישראל, דמי דאסר שם. We already explained that if a goy comes to a Jew's house and everybody will know that the goy is doing the work for you on Shabbat, that will be asur. מכל מקום התירו בזה משום פסידה. But over here, right? Over here in the aspect of what we discussed about when you have no choice, when the government is forcing you to work. Because if you don't run the ferry on Shabbos, they will take away the business from you and you'll lose all your 6 days, Monday, Sunday through Friday, business. So there's going to be a great loss. The Adam Bahur al Mamano. A person is completely relying, like Mr. Simon there just said, that we're supposed to be relying on Hashem, but some people rely on their bank account. Depends on the bank account. That's how they move. ואי לשרת לי עתה לגבות בעצמו, V'yavo lidei isura deoraita. So the Rabbi explains over here, we have to give permission for this guy somehow to cover this problem. He has to work on Shabbat. The business has to work on Shabbat. It's ferry business or minting business. So if he doesn't work on Shabbat, he's going to lose the whole thing. The person will come. If you tell the person to lose it, in the end, even though he's a big Yirat Shamayim guy, he'll say, you know what? He'll do Chilul Shabbat ligamre. He'll do himself the Chilul Shabbat, not to lose the business.
The Jew.
The Jew will do, yeah. I mean, okay. The Shema Yichtov Pitka Kederech HaMochasim. Maybe he will write a contract like regular tax collectors. Okay. And from here it's understandable to us. The Memeches she'en kotvin kegon otan shelochin minei ma'achal b'meches. Right? This is what we're talking about, where there are discussion of gathering money. Right? Let's say in olden days, for us to understand that we don't have that today, right? But actually, there is such a thing. Today, it's more like audit. It's not collecting money. I have a guy, a Jew, lives around here, and he has a job. What's his job? He's a city auditor. He goes around, city auditor. So he goes to stores that collect taxes that people pay. You buy $9.99. It's not $9.99 plus tax. That's 7%. So he goes around stores and he audits if the stores collect all the money and give that whatever they collect immediately to the city. They have like a quarter, right? Up to every quarter they have to provide all the money to the city. So that's his job. I told him to do what? Quit it immediately. The guy has like the big black beard with the big kippah. And he's going around auditing the businesses. What's going to be? Chilul Hashem. People are going to fight with him. This is the Jews, tax collectors. But in olden days, yeah. So I told him, do me a favor, just quit the job. Quit the job, go find somewhere else. And okay, why would I open my mouth? This guy, he's a government-approved agent. He's working for the government already, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So basically, it's all, their jobs is according to their, if you understand how the government work, they give you tier 1, tier 5, tier 7, tier 12, tier 11. So he's in tier 14. So I told him, quit this job, he's going to get a job in a second. Okay? And they were paying him $21 an hour. $21 an hour to go around and make Chilul Hashem, and the Jews are tax collectors, the whole Zach. So, but he says that was a business in olden days. Here, Mishnah Berurah tells you, and Shulchan Aruch tells you that a Jew would come to Paritz, to a governor, and say, you know what? How much is your taxes? How much are your taxes you collect a year? I collect 25,000 golden dinars. That was the old Denmark, so whatever it was. So a Jew would say, you know what? I'll give you 15,000 right now. You don't waste your time collecting. You don't have to be worried about anybody dying, anybody getting killed on the way. Sign me over the contract. I'll collect the taxes this year. So not 10, then he would do a deal for 10 years. So let's say he's collecting 25,000 golden coins a year. A Jew would give him 200,000. The next 10 years it's mine, and that's how that was the business, right? That was the olden days business. Don't forget, in Europe, Jews were prohibited to work anything. Many years. I'm talking about up to 1800, from like mid like 1000, 1200 or so. No, from 1400, medieval ages, right? The Jews were prohibited to do any business. You know that? In Europe, they were prohibited except for one business.
Prohibited from owning land.
One business they were allowed to do is lend money. That's the only business. That's why you have all the pogroms, all this. What was all the pogroms about? The Paritz would owe a lot of money to the Jew. So the best way to resolve the problem is to kill the Jew. That was the whole Europe. It was like, yeah. They would make all the balagan. And it's famous. It's all over the movies, even all over the European movies about it. That was the big thing.
The priest would come and say, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He says, "Why are you begging?" He says, "Because I owe money. I owe money to the Jew. Because borrow money, go get drunk. By the end of the weekend, have no money."
Yeah, it was a big problem there. Anyway,
the priest said, "What's the problem?" Kill the Jews.
Besides gold collection, they were also collecting food. If you remember, if you've seen the old movies about Europe, they were collecting the grain as tax. So where the problem is dealing with money on Shabbat. I guess sending a goy for a grain will be less a problem. אסור אפילו על ידי אינו יהודי. Okay? כגון אותן שלוקחים מיני מאכל במכס. However, so I guess monetary obligations will be easier than collecting food. There he says, אסור אפילו על ידי אינו יהודי. To go, to send a goy to collect on Shabbat kernels of wheat that the guy owes in Texas, there is actual peula, I guess. And it will be done on Shabbat, that will be a problem. דלא יבוא לידי איסור דאורייתא אפילו היא לה שרן עלי. So, אבל, התז הוא מגן אברהם, so the taz and Abraham מגן אברהם explain, מסכין אפילו, באופן זה שרנין על ידי אינו יהודי משום פסיידה. Sharina. So we will allow, in the concept of collecting foods for the taxes that owed, food elements like produce, whatever it is, that as long as there is a loss for a Jew. So if you send a goy, right? Let's say you have a hick town somewhere off in Europe that they owe money that they didn't pay the taxes, right? So you're sending a goy to collect over there, and he might even collect it on Shabbat for you. Why would that be allowed? Why is that allowed for a goy to go around and collecting your grain? And where is he going to bring it to? He's going to bring it to you. So all the work that he's doing on Shabbat is for you. So lechoira that we're talking about here.
Is he working on salary or does he get a percentage?
And we're not discussing that now. We're talking about now collecting on your behalf. However he does it, it's one aspect. But he's collecting on your behalf, and it's also on Shabbat. The rabbis are allowing it because in that instance, if he doesn't collect it, what happens to grain if you don't collect it? It gets eaten. So right now he's coming to you on Shabbat. A goy came to a town on Shabbat and he's collecting all the taxes. Why would that be allowed? It says the allowances over here is because if you don't collect it now, he has to go to a different town, right? If you're going to tell him, no, it's Shabbat, don't collect it on Shabbat. So what is he going to do? He's going to skip one. Meanwhile, while collecting by the other one, he's already late to collecting on another place. And meanwhile, while he's late collecting here, people use it up, people grain it, or whatever. The grain flours is much harder to transfer than wheat, so there's going to be a lot of losses. Don't forget.
It's also going to cost more.
Once you grind it, also it's going to call the mice. There's going to be much bigger raises. What do you think it's going to cost?
No, if once it's grinded, it's going to cost more.
Right. Also, there's a lot of losses in that. So we tell her, thank you. So we're here. Hopefully, we'll see you every day. So in order to prevent it, we don't want a Jew to go around and we want to stop the Jew from telling a goy, I don't care, go collect the Shabbat. You tell him, hello, Habibi, go collect. Go collect. And a goy goes on his own. And everybody knows who is he collecting for. His owner is Sofer. He knows it. Everybody knows it. He comes to town and he collects on Shabbat. That's not your problem. Sofer should not be worried about it. Why? Because the Sofer is not doing it. I didn't tell him to do it on Shabbat. He's doing it. He's doing it because that's part of life. That's part of the life cycle. Taxes have to be collected. If you're late, could be sometimes no ramification for that. Mihu be'atzmo inside. Let's go. Where are you? We are Mihu. You see that number 4 by Ish Mazliach, number 4. Say that, right? So let's see what Ish Mazliach wants to add. ואפשר שגם מרן מודה לזה. Maybe that Maran also agrees to that. דהבה לשבות דשבות במקום צורך גדול דשארי. Because over here you're telling a goy, right? Let me ask you a question. You ever worked with waste management? You know the right? The Italian mafia. All right? So Baruch Hashem, you didn't have to work with them. But when you hire a Gambino family, who is doing the collection? Is the general doing the collection? You're signing a contract with the general. He told you, goes around and collects. Good. So that's the story. That's what happened here. You sign a contract with the goy, usual. You have a goy, and the guy has hired a lot of hands. He ain't going himself, right? Or even if he goes himself, there's other going with him who are performing what he tells them to do. So over here, the Ish Mazliach adds, since it's a shvut de shvut, meaning I cannot tell a goy, go do Malach Shabbat. But I could tell a goy to tell another goy. So here, that's what it is. I told the goy, go collect my taxes. And he goes collect taxes, but he really does not collect. He tells another goy to go collect. Or he guides other goyim to do the job. חיים, בוא שב איתנו. מי הוא? רפואה שלמה, שם?
לובה שרה בת פניה.
Luba Sara Batpanya, רפואה שלמה, Hashem. When you come to the hospital, the doctor will say, scream at you, why are you wasting my time? Everything is good. Go. מי הוא? בעצמו אסור לקבל אב המכס של מני מאכל. However, a Jew, are you with them? A Jew cannot go and collect taxes of food on his own. Right? So imagine you go to a goy and you say, listen, where's my chali rolls? Right? You owe me anyway. Let me take the chali rolls. I need for lechem Mishnah. That would be asur. Because specifically you came, looks like, to collect your taxes on Shabbat. That would be prohibited. Came
to collect your taxes.
Yeah. A goy, your neighbor goy owes you taxes. Owes you bread. He owes you 25 loaves. So on Shabbat you came to him and said, listen, by the way, I need my 2 loaves right now because I need to make the Mishnah. Even if it's an Eruv, he says it's asur. Because now you're collecting your taxes. Even
if you need it for Shabbat?
He says, even for Shabbat. Even if you are outside of the regular city, he says. Here, look what he says. It says, יהודי צריך מצגים, אם לא הובא מחוץ לתחום, ולא שייך בו חשש תדע ומחובר. Okay, so the question is, where did the goy already has it in his house, the wheat, and he has flour already. Even in that instance will be asur, משום למצוא הפצך, כמו שכתוב סימן, that you don't have problem that he's going to go and he's going to mechalel Shabbat for you right now. He's not mechalel Shabbat from you. He has already loaves. Right? And he's a baker, let's say. We're not talking about palter. We're not talking about baker's bread in the baker's house. It will be asur. But in a bakery, it would be mutar. So this bakery owes you 25 loaves of bread. You cannot come to on Shabbat for Lekayim mitzvah. Give me my 2 loaves right now on Shabbat. It's obvious, no? Okay. ואף על פי שהכלים העצים הם של ישראל שרי ובלבד שלא יביאו עצים מרשות ישראל בשבת. כל הגמלנות אינה מותרת אלא אם כן מסר להם מערב שבת כל מה שצורך רוצה למסור לצורך המלאכה ויוציאים מרשותו מערב שבת. So now it's talking about different element of allowance. Shari, right? When would be that I guess he now the goy is working with your utensils, your how do maybe he's talking about what we had when I a tax collector, right? A tax collector. How does everybody know tax collector is here? It's a wagon. Everybody knows it's a wagon. Today you have those trucks, those money trucks. So in all the days at Lechora they had a wagon that said tax collector's wagon. So everybody knows when he rolls in, your taxes are due right now. So maybe he's using your trucks, your carriages that everybody knows it's to you. Even that will be allowed still, right? Because again, I have said, if he doesn't collect it now, the taxes are not collected right away. Taxes are gone. We're a second line from the bottom. However, there is no permission to hire a goy al Shabbat v'chodesh to specifically to go on Shabbat collect and on a month. דמכל מקום מרוויח מישראל ומלאכתו, הישראל ומלאכתו. No, it's talking about you're not allowed to, Shabbat means a week or 30 days. מכל מקום מרוויח הישראל ומלאכתו, ואין לו היתר אלא בקבלנות. So now, see here's your solution. Remember your question yesterday? Can I hire a goy? Can I make a contract for a week or a month? No, that's not the way it works. If you hire him for a week or a month, it will be a problem.
If it's a time period, it's a salary.
Yeah.
You gotta just do a contract.
Contract, yeah. Whenever he collects, he collects. Beautiful. Laman Gimel.
I'm sorry, I gotta go.
2 more minutes. Let's just one more Sif Katan here, and we're done. Okay?
No, but I have.
You have to go? Okay, that's it. We'll continue tomorrow. Laman Gimel. Good. Anyway, new inyan. In Shulchan Aruch. Then lecha kach v'kach. Okay. So this is talking about the salary that you convey to him that I'm going to pay you after collecting percentages. Okay, that will be tomorrow. B'siyat